how did you get from sales to estimation? I mean, that's such a different skill set, right?
Yeah.
You flip over to being an Exactimate nerd.
Yeah.
Why?
Writing an estimate is 30% of the battle. You can write an estimate in $20,000 estimate in 30 minutes.
Yep.
That's great.
But then
doesn't
what?
mean the insurance company's going to pay you for it. Out comes Oak Estimates, and I exploited that avenue of being able to essentially take a fractional estimator and offer that to restoration companies, where we've built out a process to bill the insurance company based on the documentation provided, settle with the insurance adjusters, and figure out kind of where that money is going. The goal is to settle under 15 days. We're averaging about 12.4 right now, and that's time to settlement from invoice.
So I think the number one reason restoration companies kind of plateau is like they try to do everything, right?
Yeah.
Like if you look at a full service restoration company, it's a complex beast, right? Between the contents, mitigation, reconstruction departments, and then you try to do all the different customer acquisition channels at the same time, and then you got this big complicated whale. Versus if you could stay in the first couple of million, online marketing only, doing mitigation only, and you just focus on selling the jobs. You got 2 crews that do the work, and then you offshore the estimating, and you kind of get rid of some of the other tasks. Keeps everything simple.
Yep.
And simple scales, complex fails. Welcome everybody to the Albi After Hours podcast, where we talk about propelling the restoration industry forward. I'm your host, Alex Duta, and today I'm in beautiful Chicago with Alex Dahlgard from Oak Estimates. How's it going, man?
Good. How are you?
Living the dream. Really pumped. We scaled some skyscrapers and now are getting ready to go on a boat dinner cruise with 90 restorers. I'm pumped.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Excited.
Well, hey, man, I want to, on this podcast, I really want to dive in and double click on how you were able to get $10 million worth of restoration mitigation revenue collected in sub 30 days in the past less than 12 months.
Yep.
So are you willing to share that with us?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Love to.
But before we do that, I think we should set the stage and just kind of talk about your journey through restoration, how in the world you got into estimating, what in the world is Oak Estimates. And maybe after that, we'll talk about some AI applications within water mitigation and the estimating process.
Yeah, the future.
And the future of restoration estimating.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's dive in, man. How'd you get into restoration? I mean, of all freaking places and industries in the world, what made you pick our beautiful industry?
Yeah. Funny story. I was actually doing real estate down in New York City. And it just wasn't, it was fine, right? Was doing well, was having fun, was with a couple buddies who had opened up a brokerage and whatnot.
Okay.
And
selling what, like condos and stuff? And high rises?
Apartments.
Got it.
That sort of thing, condos.
Nice.
So I had a sales-minded background and whatnot, and owner of a restoration company came to me and was like, "Hey, I need a sales guy. I need somebody to help me drum up business. I want to build this thing."
Interesting.
Like, okay. I'm like, I'll take over the entire sales division. I don't want to be just some sales rep. I'll take over the entire sales division. I'll build it out. We'll run with it, and we'll see what happens. Sure enough, got onboarded, built out a sales department, fire chasing, plumbers, insurance agents, things of that nature, and they were small enough where I was also hands in the pot in a couple different areas, and got promoted within 7-8 months of whatnot being there to general manager, and helped kind of scale that business from the time I took it over. The time I got there, they were doing 3-ish million.
Wow.
Time I left, on par to do about 16.
Wow.
So, and that was about
In a short period of time too, right?
2.5 years, probably.
Wow.
A lot of growth, a lot of headaches, but, and the biggest kink in the armor was this estimating and billing.
Really?
We were hiring people to write estimates. You got different personalities too. People who just want to sit at a desk and write an estimate and not be bothered. And you got other people who are like, they want to be out on the road and write estimates as well. So it was kind of trying to find this happy medium of this individual who can write estimates, can build rapport, speak to people well, and also be able to do their follow-ups. Writing an estimate is 30% of the battle, right? You can write an estimate in $20,000 estimate in 30 minutes.
Yep.
That's great.
But then
doesn't
what?
mean the insurance company's going to pay you for it.
Yeah.
So out comes Oak Estimates, and I exploited that avenue of being able to essentially take a fractional estimator and offer that to restoration companies, where we've built out a process to you bill the insurance company based on the documentation provided, settle with the insurance adjusters, and figure out kind of where that money's going. And you have your own, basically your own personal estimator who's your contact, and we do it in, I don't know if I'm supposed to go into this right away here, but the goal is to settle under 15 days. We're averaging about 12.4 right now, and that's time to settlement from invoice.
So, hey, check's on the way.
Correct.
Is what settlement means.
Correct.
And it takes another, 2 weeks for the
7 to
check
10 business days, could be sooner.
Yep.
Also depends. We do our best to make sure that it's going to the restoration contractor. We're talking mitigation work.
Yep.
Rebuild. Or honestly, our time to settlement only goes up maybe a day. I think we're about 13.6 time to settlement with rebuild included.
Nice.
But obviously rebuild takes a different avenue as far as getting paid, right? It goes to the homeowner and that whole thing. But we try to make sure that the restoration contractor is included on that check.
Yep.
If it goes to the homeowner, or if it's going to the homeowner, we let the restoration contractor know, hey, it's coming to you. It's coming to your homeowner. Go collect from them.
Nice. So how did you get from sales to estimation? I mean, that's such a different skill set, right?
Yeah.
Selling is shaking them trees, being charismatic, all of that. You flip over to being an Exactimate nerd.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I was the general manager at the time, and we had just lost our last estimator, and we were pretty much, we're running a $8 million. We're running an $8 million mitigation side of the business. Nobody to do it.
So what? You're like, why not me?
Someone's got to do it. So I took the bull by the horns, learned Exactimate, learned what goes into it. Kind of self-taught for the most part. I mean, Exactimate's not the hardest thing to. I've also been exposed to a lot of softwares in the past. So, and yeah, I found the niche and thought, I bet there's other restoration contractors out there that struggle.
What I've found, and I don't know if you agree, is like a lot of like the position of an estimator, and I actually did a podcast too with Vinny, who was our ex-general manager at Remextera, who in a past life was an estimator. Like, there's so much economies of scale on one estimator, right? Like one estimator could probably write 10, 15, 20 million of revenue, maybe write and collect 5 to 10 million of revenue. And most companies don't really have enough volume to hire an estimator. So what happens is you get kind of this jack of all trades where it's a project manager, estimator, phone call taker, fire putter outer person. Right? Yep. Do you agree there's some sort of economies of scale of having a specialized estimator where all they do is estimates and collections day in and day out?
100%. And that's why everybody always asks that question. How much volume can an estimator handle? Really depends on what you're having them do. Yeah. Because if you're doing the write and run model, where they're going out, they're scoping, they're running the project, they're writing it, and $1.5, $2 million maybe efficiently, right? And I think it comes down to making sure that you can have estimators who can do it efficiently. Because I could write, and I've done it, $10, $12 million writing and collecting. That's all I was doing. That's it. I was reviewing documentation, churning out the estimates, writing 5, 6 estimates a day. Doing my follow-ups.
You'd have to worry about customer satisfaction. You have to worry about sending people anywhere.
And I think that's where a lot of people get, especially younger companies, younger restoration companies. They're trying to do it all, and that starts to, or they're like, oh, my mitigation manager can handle doing it all. They're supposed to be managing your technicians, making sure everything's getting done properly. So
I mean, I found that and why I wrote it in the book Restoration Millionaire, I think the number one reason restoration companies kind of plateau is they try to do everything, right? Like if you look at a full service restoration company, it's a complex beast, right? Between the contents, mitigation, reconstruction departments, and then you try to do all the different customer acquisition channels at the same time, and then you got this big complicated whale versus if you could stay in the first couple of million, online marketing only, doing mitigation only, and you just focus on selling the jobs, you got 2 crews that do the work, and then you offshore the estimating and you kind of get rid of some of the other tasks, keeps everything simple.
Yep.
And simple scales, complex fails. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, the company that I previously worked at, they were primarily mitigation in the beginning. Little bit of subcontracted repair work, but then the owner got the twinkle in his eye of like
the big figures of rebuild. Oh man.
But with rebuild, you're with customers for a lot longer periods of time. There's a lot more cash being thrown around. Homeowners get a little weird when they see $100,000 checks coming in. So
yeah, and then you have this false illusion of, oh man, like I did $100,000 of money that I collected this month, but that was just a ACV deposit on a rebuild job, and you don't properly recognize it, and then it's an accounting nightmare, which you and I were in those trenches together at one point. So, but cool. So kind of interesting back towards this idea of like, how do we collect fast? I guess one of the things that I'm curious about, I'll kind of share my opinion. I feel like the industry pushes like documentation very heavily, right? Like you've got the N circles of the world and the DocuSketch of the world, and like the entire industry is nerding out over the ISCRC S500 standard over documentation and such. But what I feel is I've had a lot of files that were perfectly documented and maybe even overly documented, and I still got them completely shredded and beat up. So now I'm like, is it really worth it to spend the extra time doing monitoring and all this extra documentation? Like, where's that fine balance? And is documentation really the key towards getting paid what we deserve and on time? Or is that kind of noise within the market? What do you think?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's funny because I've run into the same thing with clients where their documentation is impeccable. They show everything that you could possibly need. We write the estimate for everything that it's shown. Oh, we knocked this down from a Cat 3 to a Cat 1 because we don't believe it was a Cat 3. What are we talking about here? We were the restoration contractor out on site. We were the ones that determined what needs to be done. We assess the damage. We assess all of that. I do agree that, and it doesn't, I think if we put too much emphasis on the documentation, we lose track of what we're actually there to do. You know what I mean? Like we're so focused on taking those pictures and we forget certain little things, right? So yeah, I think we get hammered. A lot of times we get hammered on the monitoring, right? I think that the IICRC technically says that it's a should, not a shall task anyway.
Do you have customers that don't monitor and get paid fine?
Yeah. And, you know, if you're leaving equipment there for 6 days because you were waiting on testing, as long as you have, you know, some sort of proof that you were there waiting for testing. And I also tell people a lot, like if you're talking with an insurance adjuster, you're meeting somebody on site, I always tell my customers, like, go meet them out on site, talk about scope, and then get everything in writing. If you have everything in writing, I think that's going to go a long, long way. You know, we're leaving equipment here for this amount of time because of X. We spoke to you about this on site, that sort of thing. I think that's going to go a lot farther than a picture of a piece of drywall that was torn out or a speck of microbial growth sitting over in the corner.
So, I mean, so to kind of rewind, and we also don't document monitoring, for example, and you get the typical email with, hey, send me your draw logs or whatever. Like, we didn't charge you for monitoring, right? So F off, unless it's a complicated loss that has hardwood floors that you're drying for 14 days or whatever, large commercial losses where it's all T&M, right? So I'll agree with you there. What would you say is the minimum viable documentation? Like, what's like that package look like?
You have pictures of equipment.
Okay.
You have pictures of what it looked like before. Pictures of what it looked like after.
Got it.
Category of loss.
Contract sign, a COC sign, and an estimate.
That's pretty much it.
That's all you need.
And
or if you want to get a little
fancier, DocuSketch or Matterport, share the link of the before or the after. As long as it shows everything it needs to show.
Got it. So then if it's not documentation, then what makes the successful dialogue on a water mitigation job so that way you can get paid?
Coming from the contractor to the adjuster?
From the contract, yeah. So like, how do I, it's not documentation. Okay, fine. What is it? How do I get paid in 15 days?
I think building a rapport is a major thing. And I think that's why I do well, because I come from a sales background, so I kind of have that behind me, and I train my people and the people I hire. I make sure that they have some sort of ability to have a dialogue and to be able to talk to people and build rapport and be professional, right?
So instead of me versus the adjuster, it's me with the adjuster versus the problem.
But don't give them everything, right? We're not going to give them everything, but let's play ball a little bit, build some rapport, because the more you build rapport, you're never not going to see that adjuster again. You're always going to run into adjuster A again. Yeah. So I think building a rapport from the start versus going in there guns a-blazing, like, I'm the restorer, you're the adjuster, I'm right, you're wrong.
Yeah, or nerding out and like trying to intimidate the adjuster with, here's all these dry logs and here's my 50 paragraphs of
it's
ISCRC.
hydrostatic pressure and
you know. So it's like a human on human interaction.
Yeah.
Interesting. So going back to rapport then, I know, have you heard of Shane O'Dazer by chance?
I've heard of him, never spoken with him. But
so he has this reel, maybe we'll throw it up, but he's like, you know, don't send the adjuster your ESX because he will have SEX with your estimate or whatever. It's kind of clever, right? But he's like super anti-Varus. Varus because the devil, Exactimate is bad. And also don't send ESX as he preaches this muddy scope. What are your thoughts about, one, the billing platform Exactimate? Like, do you estimate your jobs there? And then two, if you do you send your ESX over to adjusters?
Yeah, yes, we use Exactimate. We bill through Exactimate. If the adjuster asks, we happily give it to them. Again, it comes back to this building a rapport thing.
Yeah,
it's not a me versus you. You
You
didn't do your job while you were on site, or you didn't make it to the job site. Here's an ESX to help you out.
Got it.
Sometimes we'll throw in there, as long as you're not going to slash me by too much.
Yeah.
Here's an ESX. Try to throw in a little something. But I tell everybody, I tell all my estimators, give an ESX when asked.
What about factoring? Factoring, custom price lists. Have you deployed those practices before?
I had in the past, where we were factoring estimates up in Verisk or in Exactimate. They've gotten a little bit stricter. The insurance companies, I've seen a hard dip in how hard they're looking at estimates and pricing through Exactimate. And you can have that price fixing conversation all day long, right? Because technically they can't determine what you bill. I haven't had any luck as of recent, we'll say, with custom price lists and factoring.
Even if it's in the work authorization, the line items are in the contract.
If it's in the work authorization, I've gotten away with it in that sense. So like if you bill your equipment at a different rate than what it is in Exactimate, as long as your customer signed off on it, I've done well with that side of it. Because your customer signed off on it, technically it's a cost incurred on your customer. They're going to have to pay that difference.
Got it. So that's what I did as a common practice. I'd have my work authorization. Page 2 would have a schedule, like a T&M schedule. I'd have labor rates, equipment rates, and so on and so forth there, so they knew what to expect. And I created my own price list around that. Okay. So as long as that's the case, it helps.
Yeah, as long as your work authorization has that, you got a leg to stand on. Otherwise, you're just shooting from the hip, and you got no real leg to stand on.
Got it. Interesting. Another thing I wrote in my book, I don't know if you agree or disagree with this, but have you heard of the 48-hour rule by chance?
Use it every day.
Got it.
It's part of our process.
Okay. Do you think so for those listening in, on average it takes 15 to 20 touches to get a file from, job done to closed, right?
Pretty much.
So if we follow up every week, it could take us between 15 to 20 weeks. But if we could follow up and shrink the time between touches to 48 hours, i.e. 2 days, right, then it should take us sub 30 days. So you guys apply the same thing to?
Same thing.
Okay.
So estimate gets billed out.
Yep.
2 days later, follow-up confirming they've received it. 2 days after that, another follow-up. I have a whole process. Happy to share it with you if you want to share it with the world.
Yeah. Do you have it in a Google Doc or something?
Yeah.
Can you just give it to me? I'll just throw it in the link down below.
Yep.
Yeah, no gated content or anything like that. We'll just give it away to the world.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it goes through escalation process.
Yeah.
When to call, what to say when you call, all that kind of stuff.
Super smart. Yeah.
Also makes onboarding an estimator extremely easy. All I have to teach them is the softwares that we use, our CRMs that we use. Here's my process. You read it, you know it like the back of your hand. We should be off the races.
So if I were to summarize how you're able to collect $10 million within sub 30 days for restoration companies, it's simple scales, complex fails, right? Building rapport using the same sales techniques that we are using to get our referrer partners to refer us work. Our customers to become our customers, use the same sales techniques to influence the adjusters to get that check. And just like you would follow up with a referral party or with a customer every 24 to 48 hours, you do the same thing. And you wouldn't go in and overwhelm a customer with ISCRC S500 standard. You go in there and sign a simple work authorization with a simple value prop. So use those same concepts and techniques of simplicity back towards the adjuster.
Yeah, I mean, I went from, to backtrack slightly, went from sales. While I was doing sales, I was also signing projects too before I became a GM. So I was out there scoping projects, all that kind of stuff. Didn't get trained on it, just kind of learned it, right? So I think if you can dumb things down for a lot of people, it goes a long way. Because what I didn't know didn't hurt me. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Bingo. Yeah, I was seeing this phenomenon at both Romextera and also at Albi, right? Green salespeople, they all have this spike like day 90. The numbers that they put up on the board is crazy. And 6 to 12 months in, they dip. And I'm like, what in the world? Like, you'd expect people to get better the longer they've been with the company. But then I ask, it's like, no, I didn't know there was that kind of objection coming. And I just played dumb as a salesperson because I didn't know much at the time in your first 36 days. And the more knowledge you acquire, it almost works against you. Same thing in restoration, right? The smarter you are, the more it works against you versus in the early days, you're like, oh, I don't know any better.
I've seen some of the most knowledgeable people in the restoration world. I've stood behind them to watch them sell a project, and I'm like, oh, God. What you just said went right over that homeowner's head. Because you got to understand, they've never been through it. They don't really know. So,
and also the adjusters, like we were talking this morning on our walk, you mentioned that the types of adjusters we're dealing with are changing. Like these adjusters and these water mitigation department auditors and all that, like they're, not experienced in water restoration whatsoever. They don't know what they're talking about necessarily. They've never dried a home in their lives, which to the OG restorer that's been doing it for 20 years and ISCRC triple master, it could be frustrating because this adjuster kid doesn't understand. But on the flip side, it's like, it's part of the game, right?
Part of the game. Yeah, it's a rapid decline in the knowledge on the adjuster side. Some companies are still fine. The Liberty Mutuals, the Allstates of the world, they're still pretty well trained and whatnot. But you some of these companies, I'm talking to them and I'm like, oh my God, you know nothing. This is going to be tough. But again, building rapport, play nice. Teach them a little bit.
They look up to you and they can see that you're a good human being trying to do your job. Interesting. So where are we headed? What's the future of estimating? What's the future of claim settlements? And what do you think the future of restoration is?
I think it's the future of a lot of different things. I think AI has come in full force in a lot of different industries. And why not ours? In all different aspects. I mean, sure, estimating, I'm working on something that should be awesome. and help the estimating world. Hopefully by the end of the year we got something really, really compact. But also you're doing it with auditing, your job files and following up with, making sure follow-ups are being done. Like it's the way of the world, and you gotta hop on, because if you don't, you're gonna be left behind.
Absolutely.
It can only help. It can only help you as a restorer.
100%.
Don't be scared of the technology.
Yeah. I was talking to Russ Palmer, CEO of Titan Restoration. He's got this dream to get the average revenue per restoration employee in his company up from 500,000, which is huge right now, to 2 million, because he believes by doing so he'll be able to raise the lifestyle of all of his employees, create massive impact, and so on and so forth. And he's like, the only way I can do that is through tech. And it's true. Like, if we can get AI to replace the need for oak estimates, and hypothetically in the future, like, sure, that partially sucks because the people who are just their only skill set's estimating might go away, but the estimators can now go on and do better things, right? And they can do more with less, which is super interesting.
Yeah, I had mentioned it to one of my estimators, hey, this is coming down the pipeline, and they looked at me and were like, are you replacing us with AI? I was like, absolutely not. It's another tool to use under your belt.
Interesting.
Like, the Verisk of the world, they're not going away. They're massive. So, but little tools to help the estimating world and restorers in the future, I think it's going to be a big deal.
Well, man, I'm super excited to build the future of restoration together. I can't wait to see your AI for restorers and estimation tool. As you know, like, I think one tool that I'd love for you to adopt with your clients is the check scanning tool that we built. Albi Pay now has the ability to scan checks and digitally endorse those. And maybe we could build some, documentation auditors and stuff like that together, bring our brains together. As I think we're both motivated to propel this little antiquated, well, not little, it's a big industry.
It's a massive,
massive 50,000
let's
restorer.
Let's disrupt it a little bit,
Let's do it.
Let's change the MO.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm excited about it.
This is great, man. Looking forward to it.
Appreciate you.